Women ringing many bells at the opening of the Johannesburg Stock Exchange this morning. This as the Motsepe Foundation brought men and women together at the JSE to talk about the triumphs and challenges faced by women on International Women's Day. The JSE says it, as a company, has made good strides in the area of gender advancement, with 56% of its board members being female and 70% of its executive managers being female. But it says it's acutely aware of the challenges that women more broadly face in the South African economy and spearhead a number of initiatives specifically to improve the lot of women.
We have our flagship event, She Invests, that promotes financial literacy and empowers women so that they can make sound financial decisions and also grow their prosperity.
The consensus here is that the inclusion and empowerment of women were essential for fostering a thriving and prosperous society. However, even business representatives observe that more could be done to better achieve the employment equity targets set by government.
We know that year in, year out, the Department of Labour issues the Commission of Employment Equity report, which shows the numbers, which shows how we as businesses are dismal in terms of meeting those targets. And there is no consequence, there is no penalties. You know, we are not being dragged kicking and screaming as business to make sure that we do the right thing.
Women leaders gathered here emphasized the importance of women needing to participate at the ownership level, that is, owning the means of production, with big industry being urged to be more deliberate in its inclusion of women in their enterprise supply development schemes, with an emphasis on ultimately contracting female-led businesses on a long-term basis.
The only chance we have of owning South Africa's productive system is to ensure that more women own businesses in those sectors, whether it's energy, whether it's automotives, whether it is manufacturing or textiles. But we have to take a much more intentional, technical approach to understand what is the value chain for each of the 17 sectors. Where are the opportunities that women-owned businesses can enter that space, number one. Number two, be supported to actually begin to operate in that space. So then ecosystems of support, such as financing, enterprise development, become critical.
When it comes to gender equity at South African banks, some progress has been made, with notable improvements at chief executive levels, or what's termed as C-suite level.
I think in the C-suite environment of the banks, we're starting to see a lot of progress. You know, you have, yes, there's VC sitting right next to us, but in the banks you have Funeka Mjani, Mary Vilagazi, Hannah Sadiki. You know, there are quite a few women that have now risen to C-suite environments, and below them there's a good pipeline. The rest of the ecosystem has a way to go. You know, the brokerage firms, yes, there's a Erica Bruce, there's a VWTV, but really when it comes to the people with the capital, the private equity firms, the asset managers, I think there's development to be highlighted there.
Apart from having enabling legislation and corporates doing the right thing by implementing gender equity policies, there was also an emphasis on women business and non-business organizations at different stages of development, collaborating more with each other to exchange ideas and share best practices, thereby promoting incremental growth and development in the process. Nompumelelo Siziba, SABC News, Johannesburg.